My name is Sandile Mhlungu. Yes.
All right. So, what's your occupation?
I am a part-time lecturer at the Rosebank College, and also I am a senior candidate architectural technologist. So basically, I have a degree within the architectural design space. And now I've just hopped into the construction side just to up my levels a bit in terms of the built environment.
On that note, just tell me quickly, how was your research on it? What method? How do you say?
Methodology.
Yes. How was it? How was it?
It was quite a complicated process because when you actually just delve into just the practical part of you actually going out there and getting information on what you're actually researching for, you understand the person's perception in a sense that they really are at a busy state. You're researching what the problems are within the sector. So they won't be focusing around that. So basically getting information from the people is just a bit, how would I say, tense in a sense, especially on sites. Since I come from an architectural background where you work in the office and only sometimes visit site. So now being exposed to the construction side, it's a totally different world. But I've learned much from that as well.
All right, so on that note as well, I just want to know, with your presentation that you did, what was your topic?
It basically delved around subcontractors and how they had issues around their financial management practices within the construction industry. So what that dealt with is that a contractor basically subcontracts a certain contract that is given by a client. So in an aspect, if you look at it as a scaffolding format, it's a client, could be an architect. That architect would obviously speak to a contractor, that contractor will speak to the subcontractor. So in between those phases, there's a bit of argument and miscommunication that could happen, either from the contract between the contractor and the subcontractor itself. But then with the client, which is the architect, mostly he doesn't want to delve with whatever contract they have with the subcontractor, basically.
Sounds like there's a lot of
so there's a lot of...
Yeah, so anyway, as you were coming up with your presentations, what were the challenges that you came across and how did you overcome them?
Challenges were basically now the fact that the subcontracting world is a big space within the construction industry and also the contractors as well. So me actually only being able to focus in the Johannesburg area because of where I was situated as well. Because now, if I wanted to, basically do a bigger a broad spectrum around the actual research, it would take a bit more time. So we're only basically given around 6 months to actually do the whole research project itself. So if it began in the beginning of the year, maybe, over time it would have been in the sense that I would have gotten more information with that. But how I dealt with other certain aspects, I focused more on particularly where I could find those particular subcontractors or contractors that are particularly known, and would research as well which other companies that are actually facing issues or which one are closing down or which one are facing bankruptcy. You question those type of areas as well.
So now that you've gotten yourself into this field, are you planning on studying further? Are you going to get your master's?
Basically, I'd love to get my master's, but now in an aspect, I'm a bit of on a seesaw. Either I get masters in architecture or masters in construction management. So that's where now I'd have to go out in the working world first, and then particularly find where my my talent would lie, basically. But I would want to actually have both.
Just off the top there, without that experience, which one would you go for? Which one sounds like you?
The construction management one. Yeah, because
all right. I just have this long question. Right? So what's your view on innovation in construction industry, and why does it matter, if it does matter to you?
Innovation in the construction industry itself is something that needs to happen. It's a need, ideally, because we are stepping into the fourth industrial revolution. There were different types of industrial revolutions that happened before, your third and whatnot. So as time goes, modernism also contributes to what must happen. We can't do the traditional method of what we were doing in the first industrial revolution. Modernism needs to evolve, and innovation needs to be part of those aspects as well as a process. Innovation needs to happen for particularly construction side to prevent a lot of health and safety issues, financial management issues that happen on site. Certain ways of actually curbing a certain aspect or problem could be innovative.
All right, man. I hear you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Good luck.
All right.